And now on to part 2 of my discussion about autism and ways to treat it without medication. In the first half of my discussion, I explained to you about how it's like to be a parent of an autistic child, and I touched down on some good points about what autism was and symptoms and signs of it and how I think my son is autistic. And in this part of my discussion, I'll be explaining to you the various ways that I found that I can treat his autism without medication. My first research project was about diets, and there's special diets that it's in theory that you can do, and it'll relieve some of the signs of autism and maybe calm your child down. The first is a gluten-free, casein-free diet, which basically means no dairy, at all. No milk, no ice cream, nothing with any type of dairy in it. And my little boy, he's so picky. It's really easier said than done. I took a baby step and started him on soy milk. He hasn't noticed that he's not drinking milk, but as far as finding different foods without any dairy in them at all that he'll eat, on top of him being a picky eater, no. I already have a problem trying to feed him foods that he does like. We have problems feeding him stuff that he does like versus trying to get him to eat something new and something that he doesn't want to eat. No, but this diet, I've heard a lot of good things about it. His occupational therapist is the one that actually brought it up to me, and she said that it had worked with another student of hers besides William, and it had been shown to work with her own son. It stopped his drooling and it calmed him down. But the diet, it's really just a theory. They don't really know if it works for some people, but it doesn't, And my concern about that diet is, you need milk. It's, part of the food group, and it's just, I'm worried about him getting all the nutrients that he needs since he's a little growing boy like he is. He needs his milk, but I want to try to do it, down to the point. I just want to try to do anything besides putting him on medicine to just, he's uncontrollable, and I just had a baby here not too long ago, and my little one, he's 5 months old, and William's been pretty okay with him so far, He doesn't really too much mess with them too much, but I'm scared of him holding him or anything like that because William just doesn't understand that he can hurt him. But anyway, the whole reason for me bringing in the point of my baby is, my son's behavior. It's just getting out of there and uncontrollable. I can't. It's hard, and I just don't want him hurting his little brother, being a potential danger to him, and it's just because my son is so hyper and everywhere and runs around and doesn't watch where he's going. That's typically every kid, but William takes it to a whole nother level, but another thing I researched into was different therapies, and my son, he started occupational physical therapy when he was about 1 because he wasn't crawling or walking, hadn't even, he just went and he just lay there. But when I put him in the physical therapy, it really helped him out a lot. He learned to walk in physical therapy, and he got better at certain motor skills and certain things that he wouldn't do before, like grab for things and just little stuff like that, we was going to put him in speech therapy because he, up until he went to school, he had maybe a vocabulary of maybe 20 words, and most of them you couldn't understand unless you was, of course, mom, because mom knows, knows what her child is saying. But when he went to school, he received speech therapy, and it really helped. But you still have problems understanding them, and I mean, he's a lot better. He speaks so much better than he used to. He just gets his words jumbled up, and yeah. Uh, we recently switched doctors, and his doctor agrees with me about him showing signs of being autistic, and uh, he referred me to a autism specialist in another city, which we're going in June. I wish, maybe this course was a little bit longer so I could tell y'all the results of that and see what I learned up there. But, and I'm going to talk with the autism specialist when I meet her. I'm going to talk to her about that. It's called applied behavior analysis. And I guess I guess it's just a series of little analysis I admit I really didn't research that too much, but it sounds like a real good, innovative process. It's probably just a series of seeing what he can and can't do, but I'm going to discuss with her about that. But I really think I'm going to stick with the diet. I really think I'm going to try it out. It's just hard to find gluten-free and casein-free things in the Walmart. I mean, if I lived in a bigger city and there was specialty grocery stores, or if I had a credit card and could go online and buy specialty things that maybe my son would, eat. Because with the diet, you have to stick to it for about 6 months. You have to stick to it. And only then will you maybe see signs of improvement. It's shown to improve signs, of autism, such as behavioral problems, and been shown to make verbal communication better. But it's just the theory. It's just the theory. It might not even work, but it's better than putting them on the medicine. It really is. Everybody says, how I should just try it and give it a try, but man, I read the side effects for this medicine, and they really outweigh the benefits of it, because the doctor said, he prescribed me some medicine to give to William, and this has been about 3 weeks ago, and I haven't gave him any, but he said that it's specifically for autistic children, and it would only mildly calm him down a little bit. But I got to reading about the side effects, and suicidal thoughts and depression and just a lot of bad side effects. That's really not worth just mildly calming him down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? When I can just try this diet and maybe calm him down a lot naturally. So, in conclusion, I hope that I've, informed you of better ways of maybe treating somebody that you love, other than, just doing the ordinary, what anybody else would do. I'm just, I just want to do what's best for my child. It's all about him. It's all about him, and trying to better it for him and make it easier for me as a parent to deal with his uncontrollableness. It's all about him. There's no cure for autism, but there's hope, and I've got hope. I've got hope that we can, do all we can to just make it all better for him. Make it so where he lives a normal little life like every other little child. That's all I want, is for him not to feel different, like he's different because he can't help how he acts. But, well, I hope I have enlightened you about autism, and so I'm signing off now. Thank you very much, and have a